Hello there, I'm Daz. In this video I'll be making a walkthrough of Dead Crone Rock. So I'm actually starting filming right outside the entrance to Hag Rock Redout Ruin, which is very close by. On the world map you can see there we have Hag Rock Redout and there we have Dead Crone Rock. It's all part of the same complex really, but I've chosen to start filming here because I'm actually on the mission Pieces of the Past. So I've come here in search of the pommel of MEHRUNES razor. I'll also be collecting one of the stones of BARENZIAH as well. And you'll notice that I seem to have a waypoint that leads me into Hag Rock Redout Ruin. So I just wanted to point out to folks unfamiliar with this quest that it is actually not necessary to make your way through that ruin. There is nothing essential in there. By all means, if you wish to explore that ruin, you can do. There is a sneak skill book in the first area on a table. And there is a treasure chest guarded by a briar heart on one of the upper levels. But it is actually the venue for quite a few Radiant quests, so I'm choosing to clear that ruin later on once I pick up one of those. This entire area would ordinarily be swarming with Forsworn. This is a level 14 minimum area, so you might want to take that into account if you're thinking of coming here at a low level. We have a wood elf there for anyone in search of blood samples for Septimus Cygnus, and a chest. So I'm going to try and make some sneak attacks with the bound bow as we enter Dead Crone Rock. There'll be 3 more Forsworn in here. We can also pick up an alchemy skill book in this dungeon. There we are. Nothing very vital in this area. Nordic barnacle that might interest some folks. And another cluster there. So we have another Forsworn sat at that table. And there is a third in this back room. There she is.
What was that?
I don't think so, darling. Right, so that's a Forsworn taken care of. I can light things up a little bit. So, before we unlock this gate, which will lead us up to a word wall and the Hag Raven holding the pommel, I'm going to just explore this area. This is always an adept level lock. Hopefully it's not going to cause me too many issues. There we are. So this just leads out to a small balcony area with a little bit of low level loot. But I just thought I'd point that out for anyone who has possibly missed that door. It is a very dark area. Okay, so into this back area we have a spellcaster trap that I'll just disarm. I suppose you could avoid that by walking around the back of this table. We have another chest there. There is another trap on the floor here, which I'm going to try and jump over. And here we have the alchemy skill book that I mentioned earlier. I already have max alchemy, so I'm not getting a skill boost from that one, obviously. But I'll still need it for the library. So now we can head up this final set of stairs. Deal with the Hag Raven. And pick up the essential items for the missions. Okay. I'm just going to deal with these spellcaster traps. And I'm going to grab the word of power. Fear, dismay. And there I have the POMMEL stone of MEHRUNES razor. Also, here is the stone of BARENZIAH and the key to Dead CRONE Rock for anyone that may have been unable to pick the adept level lock inside the ruin. We have a little bit more loot there, another chest, and you can actually jump up onto there from those barrels and onto that bookcase. I'm not going to do that because sometimes it takes 2 or 3 attempts and the video's been long enough already. I'm almost forgetting the large chest. I don't want to do that. So I hope this has been useful, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And there we have another stone of BARENZIAH. Bye bye.